on the way.
Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone channel. Hope everyone's doing well. This is episode 10 of Reworking the Lot. Some new Salem's Lot remake information. I want to thank a lot of my fellow fiends who have been bringing this information to my attention. Work has been really challenging. I just got back from a 5-day business trip, so I was gone in a hotel, and I'm just was swamped with work. I've actually been working pretty much since the 20th of this month. I haven't had really a break since then. I'm recording this on the 30th of June, so that's 10 days where I've been either traveling or working, and it's been hard to keep up with a lot of the content for the channel, the Instagram page, so I apologize if I've been delayed in getting back to anybody. I know that's kind of been my theme this year, apologizing for not getting back to people's comments and questions and things like that, and I feel horrible about it, but just know that I do read everything. Eventually you will hear back from me. It's just been really trying, and I've been very stressed out from work. But getting to what the subject of this video is about, there is some new information relating to the Salem's Lot remake, and it has to do with the novelization tie-in. Now, just for shits and giggles, I'll show you. This is a very battered release of the tie-in to the 79 miniseries. Now, my mom bought this. Macy's department store at Hilltop Mall when I was a kid used to have a little book section, and I remember seeing this one in The Shining there. My mom bought them for some reason. I don't know why, because she didn't like scary movies. But she did buy this, and again, this has been well loved. I have a couple of pictures, just like this picture of Ben and Susan hanging out at the hangout at the Dell, or whatever you want to call it. There's you know, all of this, the spine is completely destroyed, but this book was well loved. This was something that my mom had in her library. I was terrified of this book because my original you know, reaction to the 79 miniseries when I saw it, or at least part 2 of it when I was 5.5 years old, was that I never wanted to see it again because it scared me so bad. As I got older, and you know, you don't understand sometimes how things resonate with people, or especially when you're a kid and you're sort of just, you know, adjusting to the world and taking things in as they come, how I became fascinated with this. But I know that it started appearing on cable television, and then I remember my mom had this book, and I took this book and she let me, you know, have it, and I read it. I read it as I got older. I didn't really read it at, you know, 7, 8 years old. I kind of flipped through it and would try to find parts of the book that coincided with the movie, and of course, you know, the Paul Monish's screenplay, you know, takes liberties with this, and things are changed up, etc. So I could never find anything, because I always took a novelization to sort of be 100% with what the movie was showing as a kid, of course. But I remember carrying this book around with me all the time, and that's why it looks so crappy. I did buy a better version of that book, or a more complete version, a more, you know, well-kept version of that book, or a novelization back in 2019, because I wanted to have it. But they just released some information on the novelization tie-in for the upcoming Gary Dauberman James Wan remake. I found the information on Bloody Disgusting. I want to thank people for making me aware of it. A few people that made me aware of it. Raymond Fandora, thank you so much, on Instagram. There was RamFam, Daniela Lensbauer, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but thank you guys for making me aware. Also wanted to send a special shout out to my friend Matt Gravel, YouTubers J-Pop, Jeremy Horn, another good friend, and Tara Healer. They let me know that there's reshoots that are going on right now in Ipswich. There's been interviews with Lewis Pullman, who of course is playing Ben Mears in the film, talking about, you know, what a chore it's been for them to adapt this film for the big screen. But first thing I want to talk about is the news on the novelization. So I will put a link down below. The article was published yesterday. Again, I was traveling, so I apologize for this video coming out a little late. So this was written by John Squires, and it just says, Salem's Lot tie-in edition of Stephen King's novel gives us first tease of upcoming remake, With just about 2 months to go until the planned release, we have been getting lots of questions, them being Blade Disgusting. Questions about the new adaptation of Stephen King's Salem's Lot, which Warner Brothers is supposedly bringing to theaters on September 9th of 2022. Is the film actually going to meet that date, despite the fact that the marketing campaign hasn't even started yet, which is what part 9 of this series was about that I published back on the 21st of this month, talking about, there was no trailer, there really was nothing outside of like some poster images that I used one as a thumbnail for that video. Some people were saying that is like an official poster release, but again, it just says Salem's Lot. Of course, the lettering is different, but there's been no images of this film until now. So the book cover has been released. I don't know if this is the poster or teaser poster for the film. It says, the upcoming release of the movie tie-in edition of Stephen King's classic novels seems to indicate that the movie is indeed on the way, and this book is going to be hitting on August 2nd. It just says, soon to be a major motion picture. This particular re-release of King's novel is labeled. Of note here, the cover for the movie tie-in edition features the first piece of teaser art from the brand new adaptation, looking like a teaser poster for director Gary Dauberman's film. And then it just goes on to talk about, James Wan's producing, goes over the cast, things like that. But like I said, I'll put a link down to the article below. I like the image. It's kind of cool. It shows the Salem's Lot sign. It does show that it's cut off just to say Salem's Lot with regards to the sign. You see several people standing around the sign and looking off in the distance, and you see the Marston house. Now, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but it's something I picked up on right away, and it was something where I kind of thought that this might have been like a fan teaser image, because the Marston house looks a lot like it did in the 2004 miniseries. There have been some changes to it, of course, but it looks very similar to that one. It also looks kind of like what the Marston house looked like in the second season of Castle Rock. Of course, that one was really modeled after Stephen King's real house in Maine. But there's just some similarities. I just noticed right off the bat, just the way the house looks, that it reminded me a lot of how the Marston house looked in that 2004 miniseries. But at least we're getting something. I was kind of, I planned to record this video last night, being that the article dropped that day and people were making me aware of it, but I just was too exhausted from traveling. I was on the road for like 7.5 hours yesterday. But I also was hoping that maybe we would get the trailer today, seeing that they are starting to release something. Something is coming out for this film, but no such luck. Haven't seen a trailer yet. But curious what you guys think about this. I will be picking it up just to showcase. I pretty much own every release of the Salem's Lot novel in hardback and paperback. I picked this one up when I was in Ferndale in April. I got this at Chapman's Bookery. I always wanted to get this one. In fact, they had it when I went to the 40th anniversary event back in October of 2019. I just didn't pick it up. This is a very nice release of the book. I've read the book 3 times. I plan to read it again before the new movie comes out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this novelization tie-in. Just thanks so much everyone for reaching out, for the nice comments. I'm glad that people enjoyed these segments. Reworking the Lot, like I said, I do this out of love. I love the original film so much. It's my favorite film of all time. Working on a really awesome video right now, which is why I haven't been publishing as much content as of late. Doing a, pretty much a big, history of my love of the film, as well as on-location video in Ferndale and surrounding towns where the film was shot back in 1979. And I'm planning on releasing it on July 10th, which is the anniversary, the 43rd anniversary of when the film started shooting in Ferndale. So really excited to be putting this together. It is a labor of love. It's taken me a long time. I had nearly 3 hours of footage from my 2 visits to Ferndale this year, so condensing it and matching it up with scenes in the movie is taking a long time, but I hope everyone enjoys it when it finally does get released. Also, want to plug my friend Danny Evans. He has an amazing channel called Everything 101. He's a great friend and a Salem's Lot aficionado, if you want to call him that. We both love the film. It's his favorite film. It's my favorite film. He just recently, and I'll put a link down below to his channel, interviewed the amazing Lance Kerwin, who played Mark Petrie in the film. This was a holy grail interview for him. It's a fantastic listen. I listened to it when I was off-site, in my hotel, and he did a terrific job. And it's really interesting hearing Mr. Kerwin's, talking about his career, what he's been doing, you know, what he's doing now, and then also reflecting on the experience of playing Mark Petrie in that amazing 1979 film / miniseries. Check it out. Also, want to also plug the fact that I don't know how he's doing it, but the guy's fucking amazing. Danny is also setting up an interview with Julie Cobb, who played Bonnie Sawyer, Boom Boom Bonnie herself. So I'm really looking forward to that one. He's fantastic. He's already interviewed Ron Scribner as well. Ron is friends with both of ours, and who he played Ralphie Glick, of course. And Danny's just a great guy. We've collaborated several times on his show, on his channel, primarily talking about Salem's Lot, but we also did one on Sleepy Hollow last year. But yeah, he's a great guy. I'm glad that he's getting these awesome opportunities to interview these cast members from the greatest horror film ever. Again, we'll just want to state that. So I just want to thank everyone for the support. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Support my friend Danny, and also support the sponsor of this video. That is Kevin over at House of Mysterious Secrets. That's houseofmysterioussecrets.com. I've been buying horror collectibles from Kevin since 2010. Awesome collection of horror items like shirts, hats, toys, posters, soundtracks. If you check out the site, use code 9350 for a one-time 10% off. Tell them the Boogeyman sent you. And I promise I will talk to you guys again real soon. Take it easy, stay scared as always, and remember,
you can do nothing against the master.
peace. Hey fellow Fright Fiends, just want to say thank you again for supporting Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. If you're brand new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification so you're updated every time I drop a new video. I typically do this once or twice a week with new content. I've been doing this for over 11 years, and the horror genre is a passion of mine, and it really means a lot to me that I can share that passion with all of you guys. Thanks so much again for the support, and I'll talk to you again later. Take it easy, stay scared as always.